bitch was broke. Like I was lucky I could get in the damn con. Like
I would have done the same thing I did with Ernie Hudson. He came to a comic convention here, and I just went, Winston Zeddemore rules, and I kept it moving. Because his was like, it was like $50. Yeah. And I went in my pocket, and I had already spent my budget on comic books. So I was like, oh man, I can't get no returns on this Chew Volume 2, nor this Walking Dead. Oh man, look, I love you as Winston Zeddemore. You rocked in Oz. I'm good. And he smiled and waved back. So I was like, all right, free.
I had a crazy experience when I live in Michigan, so they had the Motor City Comic Con, and John Barenthal was here because Punisher just came out, and I never went up to anybody and got an autograph or picture done, so I didn't know the price of it was. So I'm waiting in line for mad long. Yeah. I get up there, I said, damn, he said $50 for a picture. I'm like, ooh.
I'll just watch you on Netflix.
Right, but I was like, I'm already up here, and I said, because I had my money set aside to buy something else. Don't forget it, bump. I'm just going to take a picture. He was cool though, but I was shocked that he was short. Like I thought he was tall. This dude is like,
oh, that's Hollywood, bro. That's Hollywood. Looks like
Lips
Robert,
in the shoes.
Lips in the shoes. Robert Downey Jr. Like you would never know these dudes are legit 5'4", 5'5", but because it's the way they always shoot them upwards. It makes you look taller and shit.
James said he was disappointed.
He's disappointed, really?
Jason Momoa is actually really tall because I saw him online. I was like,
look. I'm 7 feet tall. Like if I shot all the pods like this, I'd be like, yo, I'm 7 feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tall.
Yeah, because I think Tom Cruise is a good 5'4".
Oh
5'4".
Yeah. He a short guy.
Short dudes, man.
And he makes the world realize it too. Like if you over 5'5", you will get on your knees. You are not gonna stand above me. Other than Nicole Kidman, every movie he's been, check it out. They actually shoot him, I think 2 or 3 inches leveled higher.
They do. It's all angles.
Every movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, so he is a hobbit, but at least
a little with magic.
Call him a hobbit.
Well, I mean, and no diss to short people. I mean,
it is, you know, it is what it is, man.
You know, but look,
I don't believe that guy. I don't believe Tom Cruise is a hero because he's that short. No,
he's a hero because he does his own stunts.
You know, I just don't believe this guy.
Every movie he runs.
Oh yeah,
every
man.
movie. He
does.
And finds a way to do it, yo.
And loves to curse out the crew when they don't have a mask on. So
listen, man, it's real out here. You know,
oh yeah,
it's real. Like, cause you know, if one of us get COVID, everybody about to be out of money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't a millionaire like I'm a millionaire. So, but I kind of get where he's coming from. You know.
He's spazzed though, man.
I would have to see the video.
Me too.
You hear about it secondhand. Yeah. I would have to see it. He might have went overboard. I don't know.
Yeah, because I heard the audio of it, and when he started cursing and like anybody that's not wearing a mask is fucking fired, and I just went, baby, just tell me, put the mask on, baby.
What is you doing, baby?
Yeah, you know, like look, it was on my neck. Just say, Anthony, put the mask on your face. No problem, Cruz. Boom. Let's keep the checks going. You ain't gonna curse me like you my mom and my daddy. Because they ain't done that in years.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So, well, can I take that back? Look, how big is the bag we talking about? Are we talking about 10 grand? No, he can't cuss me off for 10 grand. $1 million? Maybe $500,000? He could call me everything but the N-word. I would be okay with that. N-word, I'm going upside your head. You know what I'm saying? But what that bag looking like?
Yeah, you know, you're a motherfucker. Yeah, but I'm a motherfucker with $500,000 in my pocket.
I do fuck mothers. You are absolutely correct, Mr. Cruz. All the time.
100%, Tom. You are correct.
This guy's a genius. How did he know that I do that? I don't know.
I'd be looking at the producer. Check. I check my direct deposit. Sir, you are correct.
Exactly.
But until that money come in, your head gonna fly. You got to pay me before you curse me out. Yeah. That is it.
Yeah, man. Well, look, man, I'm really excited that you guys are all here. I think we'll start out. We have a bunch of topics. I want to start out with the Coming to America review, just to see what you guys think about it. Anybody want to go first?
I do, because I saw when it first came out, because like nobody was really watching it until like, oh, it's on. So I watched it, and it wasn't bad, but it was like, why? You know, and I felt like, to me personally, Wesley Snipes is a great actor, but he's kind of like Count Dracula doing an African accent. It just it's weird. I'm like, wait, is he kind of like Count Dracula? And then when they de-age Eddie and Arsenio, I said, no, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did you de-age them just to do this thing? Like, it didn't make any sense. I see why they did it with his son or whatnot, how he got her pregnant, but they should have came up with something better than that concept. It was a Disney movie to me. I feel like it was a Disney movie because too much singing going on. It was just too many special guests. It wasn't bad, but I was like, I can do without it. That's pretty much what I got to say about that.
The same way, it didn't lack that the magic of the first one. You know what I'm saying? Bless you.
You can't.
God bless the truth.
Thank you, brother.
Right. You can't like do what they did in the 80s. It was the 80s. That was straight cocaine. Most of the movies in the 80s were made with cocaine. I've been saying this for years. You can't recreate that glory without cocaine.
Right.
The script had cocaine on it. Just the way it was just probably cocaine on it.
Like, God damn.
Exactly. You mean to tell me all the stuff they came up with, the brilliance and the comedy stuff that came up back in the 80s, you can't recreate that now in this day and age?
It was, yeah, I get it.
So they had to do to modernize the younger generation, so I totally get that.
Right.
But was it just done to bring it back to a new generation? So you know how like everybody's going retro now and bringing stuff back. Like, why are they bringing back Jinko jeans? I don't know. But like, so are they just trying to bring Coming to America back to a new audience is what I was wondering too. Because again, yeah, the story was like, meh. I thought it was kind of funny in the beginning, but the only purpose I can see is to just gain that audience, gain a new generation of audience. And
I really see where I see where you're coming from, LJ, and I do agree. And I watched Eddie do an interview with Seth, what's his name, on late night, Seth Meyers. Yeah, and he was talking about how he had finally realized in 2014 or 2015 that Coming to America was a cult hit, where he saw people dressing up as Akeem and Simi and did Randy Watson parties and all kind of stuff. And he was like, oh, okay, well, we could bring this back. And the movie had been in the works even longer than that. Like the late 90s, they had been, yeah, Eddie wants to get back into it. Eddie's going to do this. Eddie's going to do this. And then Eddie was like, no, I'm going to make this Nutty Professor money. And then I'm going to spend it all on Norbit. And then I got to come back and do some Nutty Professor to, to rebound. And then that was it. So I'm not the biggest fan of this sequel. To me, this was a Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolution situation. I like the fact they brought back the gang, but I actually didn't want to see them act. I would have loved a Coming to America 30th anniversary reunion where everybody got together and just talked about the great times, the cocaine on the scripts, as as James referred to. I would have loved to hear those stories, Rick Baker and how him and his crew did such, magical work with the makeup art with Mr. Clarence and the gang at the Mighty Sharp. I'd have loved that. But the fact that they ran with this, and like you said, it was funny for you at the beginning. For me, it wasn't funny until the end when I saw Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate make that reunion tour. And the fact that when he was being introduced and you saw everybody from Queens losing it. People in Zamunda was like, what is he speaking of? And just the fact, you see Lunel like, oh no, it can't be. It can't be. And lo and behold, there he is in all of his, Jerry curled wonder. And, that made me happy and laugh. But the rest of the movie, I was kind of like, oh, okay, seen it before, it's cool, but it's not something I'm gonna go back to the well and watch again. Unless I'm forced to by my little nephews because they want to see what, was the big deal. And I'm like, you can't watch it. And also it should have been rated R. That was my thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, that was my big takeaway too. It definitely should have been. It definitely should have been rated R because you can tell like they. And I don't know whether they toned it down just because of the times or did they tone it down because now Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, they're not, 25, 30 no more. They're like 59 and 60. And I think Arsenio Hall 65. So it's like you kind of see things differently. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't know that they even would want to put out a movie as raunchy as the first one. So I don't even know if it's the times that made them not want to put out something as raunchy or if it's just, excuse me, the evolution of them as comedians, you know what I'm saying, coming up.
Yeah. Well, I will say there is a scene in the movie that kind of goes with your sentiment with Mr. Clarence. When Mr. Clarence said, they were talking about, I guess, the Me Too movement and everything. And Mr. Clarence said, I'm glad I got mines in early. Oh, you can't go touching no girl like that. I'm glad I got it in early. And I think that's a lot of that has to do with that, because Eddie, people went and watched Raw again and started talking about canceling Eddie Murphy, and it's like, oh, well, we got to be safe in some ways, but even being safe, you should still be funny. You can still have fun and make something good to where everybody enjoys it. Sadly, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, there were some things that it should be touched, and this was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's already a cult hit. Everybody loves it. Everybody knows it word for word for the most part. All of the beats hit right, and this one it just repeated some of the same jokes, the same hits. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of the movies where, like I don't see myself going back to it. I don't see the point. I just rather go back to the first one, keep it moving. But yeah, it was just meh. It was like jokes here, joke there, little chuckle. You know what I'm saying? But that was all.
I think they had an impossible task, man. The piggyback on what you were saying, Ant, the first one was such a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? It was so, oh my God. Like, it's like, can you go back in time to the first time you ever watched Coming to America and get that same feeling in a sequel? I think it's damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes it's like with movies, like for me, another movie like that would be The First Hangover, right? The First Hangover was hilarious, but I went into the movie theaters with no expectations. I think I just like watched it because it was nothing else playing. I was like, we're gonna see. And then like halfway through the movie, there's a tiger in the back seat, and the tiger like wakes up and paws to do that. Oh shit! Like, and when I tell you the whole theater is just everybody's crying from laughing so hard. So it's like trying to recreate that experience. It's like you can't do it. So it's like Coming to America 2 is they had a task that was impossible to complete, man. Like it's a no-win situation. You can't recreate that. That movie is just that is seared into Black like cinema history. Like it's a legend. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it would be like Jay-Z doing another Reasonable Doubt, or Biggie if he was still alive doing his first album again. Like he could come out with another good album, but it'll never be the nostalgia of the original. I think that's the same thing with Coming to America. I actually thought it was pretty good, man. I think given the fact that you're following up on a legend, and then you also kind of pigeonholing yourself by having it be PG-13, so it's going to be a lot more toned down. With those parameters, I would say they did a really good job with it. If you they went the raunchy route, I think it would have been a lot better though. Definitely would have been a lot better, man. I think they're trying to be safe. Eddie Murphy, he got like 100 kids now. I think the stuff he puts out, I really think that impacts his comedy, man, because I think he's more conscious of it now. Because when the first one came out, I don't even think he had any kids at that time.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't have kids until I think
the 90s, mid-90s, something like that.
Because his daughter is in the movie.
Oh, she is. What part
she plays the middle daughter.
Did not know that.
Uma. That's Bella Murphy. That's his second or third oldest child.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's another reason I think it would have been PG. It should have been PG-13 because I don't know if she'd want to hear her daddy cursing or if he wants her to hear him cursing a lot.
You know what? Was another reason too, and I think that it didn't hit on some of the same cylinders that the first movie hit. It was if you think about it, really think about it, it really wasn't Eddie Murphy in the first Coming to America that really made Coming to America funny. I'm talking about just his parts. His part was kind of straight on. You know what I'm saying? He's Prince Akeem. He's looking for a wife. Blah blah blah. It's kind of boring. It was all these side characters, like the dude at the basketball game. It's just you. It's just you. I could not believe, like, all of these little moments. It's always the side characters. You know what I'm saying? And I think in this movie, with the exception of the barbershop, it really didn't. It wasn't a whole lot of pop from those side characters too.
I do want to say, we need to give our flowers as much as possible to James Earl Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Because his few scenes that he had, he owned them. That I have to say, him cursing out Semi was funny. Him in the coffin, when I was just like, why are you in a coffin? And I forgot he had said, I want my funeral to happen while I'm still alive. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. That's perfect, James Earl Jones. We got what we needed. One and done, finished. Wesley Snipes, I really wish he'd have been a little more menacing, and they would have dropped that HBCU band entrance completely out. I would have loved him to be dark and menacing and be comical at the same time. But, that's my wishful thinking.
Yeah, it kind of fell apart at the end there because, okay, so Wesley Snipes and his goons are fighting Eddie Murphy's daughters. But then,
Right.
by the end of the movie, they all friends again. Well, what happened with that? If you take a swipe at I don't have any daughters, but you try to punch my daughter, we'd never be cool. That'll never happen. It's on sight whenever
Right.
I see you. But
well, I think the oldest one whoop him. So I mean, it was nothing you can say. I don't care how many swipes you take, you got your ass handed to you. And she is I kind of say a MMA diplomat. She whip you down and then she'll talk you out of it. So I think with that was cool. And one more thing, were y'all okay with Tiana Taylor's entrance in this whole thing? The whole movement?
You say what? What did you say, Mark?
James? I didn't understand it. It was like, okay, all right, whatever.
Bro, anything. Listen, okay. I don't know what they added to the movie, took away from the movie, but Tiana Taylor is gloriously fine. So it's she could do no wrong in my book.
Right.
So anytime she's on the screen, I'm with it. I'm okay.
And I'm not complaining.
No, not at all. It was just.
I'm just saying.
God damn!
I sat there. Oh, I'm sorry, James. I sat there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot Tiana Taylor's in it." Yeah. And the first time they showed her, I was like, "Oh, okay, the sexy ingenue and this, that, and the other. Look at Lavelle, he drooling. Akeem is like, ooh, maybe I should leave Lisa. That's cool." But then when they did the whole Prince song and dance, I just went,
exactly.
Yeah, this is not needed. I mean, while she looks great in the birdcage outfit, I mean, Ruthie Carter did her thing, but this wasn't needed, Right. And going back to the well with the old jokes, stay right here. But my king tells me to. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. All right.
I'm just the one that threw me off when Rick Ross just showed up out of nowhere. I'm like,
yeah.
What? Why is he doing? It was just weird. Why? And he talking in an African accent. He taught y'all to do
that. Well, I think that was we owe you for letting us use your house.
Use the house, yeah.
Right. For the mansion.
Yeah. Okay.
That was his crib.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that was. Oh wait. We don't have that much money to pay you. We'll put you in the movie. Oh, all right.
The cameo. Well.
All right, so look, let's put it to a vote, man. Like it or no, simple. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Coming to America. I'm gonna start with you, G. Okay. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. What about you, Ant? Okay. LJ?
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay. Break that time, James. Break that time, man. Okay.
And look, I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna do like this,
Yeah.
put it in the middle,
Yeah, me too.
Like Fred
But-
Sanford.
but I want to save people from themselves. You know,
Mhm.
and it's like I said, Chris. If you enjoyed it, nothing wrong with that. If you didn't enjoy it, nothing wrong with that.
I
But
gotta watch it one more time, bro. Like
yeah,
You need to experience it. I mean,
yeah. Because think about it. The first time you see, and this is another thing too. When Coming to America, the first one came out, I was a kid, so I'm laughing because everybody else is laughing. Half the jokes I didn't even get. I was like fucking 5 or something. Like, but it's like,
okay, you're making me feel old.
you stupid. Like, how would it be watching it right now? Like, I'm sure I would still find it funny, but it's like, how funny would I find it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know for me, like I said, I watched it today, the original.
Mhm.
I'm still quoting that thing and killing myself laughing.
Yeah,
You know,
classic, man.
And like you said, you were 5. I was 11. Yes, I'm old, y'all. Sorry.
Man, get out of here.
I'm 43. I'm gonna be 44. But and I could go back to when we went see it in the movies. They were looking at my dad and my mom like we were They were crazy for bringing children with them.
Yeah.
This is a rated R film. Why are you bringing these kids in there? And when I say I laughed the loudest and understood the jokes, well, and plus I used to listen to Two Live Crew at a young age, so I knew some things. So it's nostalgia for me. And seeing this sequel, I tried to take the nostalgia out and treat it as a new movie all by itself. But once it got in and I see Akeem and he's doing it is our anniversary, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're right back into 1988 again. So now I got to compare it to what I saw before, and it was kind of hard. But if you want to watch it, go watch it. Just do it.
My parents would never let me watch Eddie stuff, but I can watch all the violence and horror movies. I couldn't watch Def Jam, but I can
Isn't that
watch.
wild? That's wild, right?
90 people.
My parents the same thing.
It's like, what? I can't watch Eddie Murphy,
Wow.
Def Comedy Jam, but I can watch Arnold kill 90 people.
Well, look, with one gun. He got a 9mm. He somehow takes out like 100 people. Like it never runs out of bullets. Never.
Ever.
Magical bullets, man. Magical gun.
Magical
That's
bullet.
it.
All right. G, what else we got, bro?
All right. So, have anybody seen the trailer for City of Alive yet? That's the movie about. Okay, so that's going to be the Johnny Depp's movie about the cold case of Biggie and how one detective is still trying to figure out who did it, who done it, and why. But there's a secret police department that's holding all the evidence that won't give out the information. Also has Forrest Whitaker in it as well. So, what are y'all thoughts? Or is this even the right time to put out this movie?
I'll say, yeah, sure. This is not the first time we've had something like this. There was I think it was called Unsolved. Murders of Biggie and Tupac that was on USA, I believe. And that was what, 3-4 movies, 3-4 episodes or something like that. It was like a series.
Right.
I think it's cool. I'm still wondering why those cases haven't been solved. Especially after watching the Biggie documentary on Netflix, which like pulled at my heartstrings. And we have just passed the 20.
I think it's 25. Is it
24?
24.
24th and anniversary of Biggie's killing, and it'll be 25 years in September of Pac. Yeah, yeah. The movie should be made. The movie should be out. People should see it. And damn, it's time to find who killed these two brothers, man.
They're not going to.
I know, but once
they
again,
know who did it.
Thinking.
Oh
People
yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah, hands down.
They're not saying nothing about it.
It's gonna end up being like that Who Killed Malcolm X type of thing,
Yeah.
where people long and gone and dead, and then it's gonna be like, hey, we knew all along. Like,
Right.
okay.
It was Joe from next door.
He
Really?
told me about it over coffee. Like,
That Malcolm X documentary blew my mind. What they said my man's did. I said, oh, and he walked past the camera too. I said, how do we miss this?
Bruh.
it's fresh because the Biggie doc just hit Netflix. So seeing that and then seeing this trailer that's brought back all the old memories. Like I remember where I was when I think on the news where he was shot. And Biggie is like it's my favorite artist of all time. So as a kid then, me watching it now, it brings back all those old feelings, man. It's like, damn. It's sad because his mother will never know who killed him. You know what I'm saying? I guess I know the streets talk, but still, it's like she will never get that closure. Like, you know, my son was like the biggest rap star in the world, and can't nobody find out who killed him? Like, come on, man. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the movie comes out on March 20th in the theaters, and then I think like a week later on VOD and everywhere else. So I'm gonna check it out.
And yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
I was like, okay, like you said, we've seen this before, but now they're trying to do extra stuff. And like I saw the car chase scene, like when did that happen in the story? I know they added more stuff to it. I get it, but it's like, and I do like both actors, so it's like, okay, Whitaker, and and it's like, I'll check it out, but it's like, why? Why?
But
Why?
there's hundreds of documentaries and interviews and things like that.
But it's Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp is in it. Johnny Depp is gonna do right by the part, man. That dude he's one of my favorite actors, man. Favorite actors. Even though I don't watch Pirates of the Caribbean. After I think after the third one, I was like, y'all still making these movies? I'm good. Like I never watched another one after the third one.
That's called money.
Right. This guy is right. But it's like, yo, Johnny Depp, like acting wise though, he's gonna do right by the part.
So fingers crossed, I'm hoping if I don't see it in the theater, hopefully VOD ain't that high. I'll probably get it on VOD or other ways, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mom's a word.
Look, on this note, when we talking about Biggie though, me and my boys were actually talking about this at Buffalo Wild Wings last night. Because I didn't get an invite to the girls' shindig that LJ was, I mean, it's all good though. I'm not bitter or anything.
I can tell.
But look, okay, so this is what we was talking about. So we were talking about our top 5 rappers, right? And I was like, I don't know that I can put Big in my top 5.
I've heard that before.
Because it's
like body of work.
And because it's short.
Exactly. It's such a short body of work. Like lyrically, I mean, he was way ahead of his time, man. He's one of the best ever lyrically, but it's like, he only put out 2 albums.
Right.
So how can I put him ahead of somebody like a Jay-Z who done put out 13, 14 albums?
But can you say the impact of those 2 albums, the freestyles and the futures, weigh so heavy at that time?
Now that I agree with. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon because those guest appearances that he dropped, there were some fire ones, and those 2 albums. And
think about it.
But hold on, think about it though, because if you say that about 2 albums, the same thing go for Big L.
Yeah,
I mean, Big L 2 albums, but his freestyles is legendary.
Oh yeah,
true. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh,
that dude could rap.
Yes,
but
man.
And then like real talk, like you can make the same argument for Pop Smoke, like what he means now to the kids up in New York. Like he's the best thing smoking. Same thing with XXX Tentacion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like young kid, reckless, wild, whatever. But the kids loved him. Like he was their version of Pac or Biggie. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the impact, even though career-wise it was short, but damn, Biggie had a masterful 2 albums, bar none.
Oh, I got a good quick question. Oh, great bearded one. You guys got a radio station that night? Because that brother got the smooth jazz.
That quiet storm voice.
Yeah, the quiet storm voice.
His only competition is James Earl Jones, bro. Other than James Earl Jones,
that's it, man.
He don't got no competition.
He's my nemesis for life. You know what I'm saying?
Now we know where he going after this. He going to the radio station.
Straight to the radio station. Get that radio bag, man.
Hey, Chris, we got a minute.
Yeah. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do because we cheat. We ain't feel like paying for the extra subscription on Zoom. So it's limited to 30 minutes. I'm gonna shoot y'all an email real quick and just join right back up.
All righty. I have a Biggie figure. From Mezco. I don't know. Y'all ever heard of Mezco? Mezco toys? Okay. You remember they had I think 4 versions of him. They had the Frank White version, the Brooklyn Mint where he had the blue sweatshirt and the cap, and the one with the Coogee sweater and all of that. I got the Comic-Con, the New York Comic-Con version from the Juicy video. And it came with the Jesus peas, the Versace glasses, the bath towel, all of that. I say, well, I'm going to open it, finally, take it out, do my Biggie review, done. I go to close it, boom, put the video up. A friend of mine was like, yo, where'd you get that Biggie from? I'm like, man, I bought that in 2007, 2008. He catches that. I want it. I say, I'm not giving it. I don't sell my stuff. That's for me. I said, but check around. You might find it. It might be 50, 60, 70 bucks. Old boy gets online and he sends me a picture. He said, yo, I found the one you have. Was that a comic convention? I said, yeah, New York Comic-Con. He said, that's $800-900.
Damn.
And I took it out of the box. But I did just like this. I'm not getting rid of it.
Right.
Okay. To me, that was, out of most of the figures that I have, that is one of the most detailed figures I own. Like, if you find pictures of it, they even got his lazy eye. I said, you know what? Bro, if you own one of those figures, don't get rid of it, man. I mean, you could just look at it and go, oh my God, that looks exactly like Biggie.
So
I mean, that eye goes left.
Okay.
I got some crazy stuff. I've been collecting a lot of 90s vintage stuff from my childhood that I didn't have or I want to get it again. So I found this tick.
Oh,
I remember that.
Nice.
That's what's up. Nice.
$20 for this. I was like, I gotta get it. And I got like so much vintage 90s stuff. I'm gonna blow your mind if I can see what I got. Some loose figures. I got some stuff in the box. Let's see. I got a few Earthworm Jim stuff.
Dude, that's a franchise that needs to be reborn.
It's coming. They bring everything back, bro. It's coming.
Well, the guy who created him has a new comic book series. That's really good, and I think it takes place in the universe of Earthworm Jim.
Word.
So I'm like, okay, get with these fools and get this game back running. You know, I like it on Virtual Console, but let's be honest, I want a few new features like replay and better saves. You know, because you remember the original on the Genesis, you played it, you die, it's over. You ain't gonna gotta start.
Yo, kids today don't know how good they got it, man. They do not. I remember being a kid, and it wasn't no such thing as watching a cartoon at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Nope.
You got Saturday morning. You got before school. You had like after school for like 2 hours, and after that, nothing but like Ricky Lake and all of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Kids today don't know how good they got it, man.
Yeah. At 5 o'clock, give the TVs back to mom and dad. There is nothing you can watch.
That's how it is. I remember back in the 90s collecting the old Marvel. Is it X-Men or the Marvel cards? You know what I'm saying?
They had both. They had both.
Okay,
both.
Yeah.
X-Men had their own series, and Marvel had an overall series. I love the masterpieces, man. That was my thing. The Marvel masterpieces. You remember those?
Books? The books are the cards?
No, the cards.
Okay, yeah, the cards. Those they discontinued them like 2 years after.
Back,
I still got mine.
You found them? I had all the X-Men ones, and my Wolverine was going for $1,000.
Damn.
Lost that in the tree. Dude, just bad things happen. Bad things happen to good black folk. It sucked.
See, I didn't know about like the geek cards. I collected basketball cards.
Really? You still got them?
Hell yeah.
You got a code?
Hey, yo. Y'all heard about that Kobe card selling
rookie.
for like
Yeah,
what?
like 100,000 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy?
Wow.
If you got that, you hold on to it or you sell it,
because in the 90s it was that's when the big card and comic book boom happened. You know what I'm saying? Because people were actually making money. So like everybody started hoarding them joints. I still got all my cards and comic books in my closet somewhere.
Which I did, man.
I remember all those variant covers when X-Men 1 hit. And I go to the comic book store and I'm just like, yo, all I wanted was an Incredible Hulk. Everybody, swarmed into Big Comics, which was one of the local comic book shops here, and was like, do you have Jim Lee and Chris Claremont X-Men #1? And Mark Biggs would be like, yeah, I have this one. I don't want that one. I want the gatefold cover. I want this. And I'm just looking at him like, bitch, can I just have my Incredible Hulk 375? I mean, I just want to see Bruce Hulk out, baby. I don't care about these X. I did not like X-Men for a long time.
What?
I like the cartoon, but the comics, I walked away when the cartoon hit.
That was the opposite for me. The cartoon got me into the comics.
Into it, okay.
Yeah.
I told y'all I'm old. So no, and for me, the stories had got too convoluted for me. You know, so when the cartoon hit, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna watch that. But I was still reading comic books like I was an image nut. I was trying to get Spawn.
Sitting here, Savage Dragon, all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
You remember Pitt?
Wildcats.
It was an odd character.
But you know the funny thing? I missed issue 1, but got issue 2. And I was like, oh man, I can't find issue 1. Go to look for issue 1. 2 months later, comic book stores was like, oh, well, we're selling this for $300. I'm like, Pitt is not even an established character. I remember telling the dude in the comic book store, the motherfucker ain't even got a movie yet. The hell you mean you making me buy this for $300?
Because tell him why you mad, son. Yeah.
Man, when that dude looked at me, he said, well, that's the trading rate right now. I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do to you. I went and I said, well, can I just see it? He turned around, I opened it, I started reading it. Close it, flap it back. Nah, make 300 on that. Don't play with me. When I want my book, you give me my book. Sadly, I still don't have Pitt #1, y'all. So it never worked.
I got something for you guys. You remember this?
What's that? See, X-Men.
Yes.
Oh, Fatal Attractions. Is that the one where Wolverine got his skeleton ripped out? Yeah.
I got it graded at 9.0.
Oh,
okay.
You lucky man, you.
Well,
I had it. I bought it in a regular like $1 bin or whatever, and I just got it graded. And I got Spider-Man #1 with the one Todd McFarlane did.
Yeah,
classic right there.
I traded that book. I got the gold plated edition. I traded it with my homeboy. Had it for years and decided to get it graded, and I think I got like a 9.4 on it.
Hold on to them because just like with that Fatal Attraction, people they added another thing to make it more valuable. You know, because they say, well, that's the book that Wolverine got the adamantium ripped out, but it's also a background introduction to a villain, a main X-Men villain, and if you can guess it, you'll see why.
I never read the book. You might as well tell me.
Okay.
Tell us, bro. This
Onslaught
is killing us.
Oh no, it's Onslaught.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that is kind of hot. Yeah.
Because remember, Xavier freaks out, goes bananas, wipes out Magneto, and when he wipes out Magneto's brain, he pulled in Magneto's essence, his brain waves and his patterns and his thought process, and it mixed with him, and bada bing, bada bang, you get Onslaught, who I just always thought Onslaught was kind of like, he was overblown as a villain, and if you read the Onslaught story and they finally say, Juggernaut is the first one to know who he is, and he smacks Juggernaut all the way to New Jersey. But what I love is that Marvel had this thing on how to end big crossovers. And their thing at that time was, when we want to end a crossover, we bring in one character to do it. And that character was the Incredible Hulk. And the funniest thing is people were like, well, why? They say, did you see what he did to Onslaught? When he came back after they, made him a true savage, he punched Onslaught so fucking hard. it cracked him open so they could get Franklin Richards out. You know, so they were like, yeah, we're gonna do that. You know, even in Secret Wars, when it was supposed to end in one way, and when they did the mountain issue, where if you go look at the cover and they said,
Oh yeah,
under this 10,
I remember that. Yeah,
you know, is held up by the Hulk.
mm-hmm.
That was their thing. In order to move a crossover to get it to the end, they would always bring the Hulk in. It's very crazy. I'm like, wait, you have mutants. You have one of the most powerful mutant minds. You have a man that heals and got adamantium. You don't need a big green behemoth. And then I looked at it and I saw that punch and I went, yeah, I understand.
That's the guy, man.
Marvel.
That was my first. The Hulk was like my first, like hero. Like when I was like 3 or 4, watching the old. You remember the old 70s Hulk show?
Yeah,
that was the first superhero. And I used to draw like little whack ass pictures when I was 4. An Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of circles for the muscles, like circle, circle, circle. Mommy, it's the Incredible Hulk. Oh, that's so good, baby.
Yeah.
Drawings were probably horrible, man. They were horrible. But she made me feel good about them.
Yeah.
I remember Halloween, right? I was going to be the Hulk, so I had a big old shirt with pillows up under the shirt, right? Around the arms too.
Nice.
I drew in like a little 8-pack. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Yes, sir, man.
And you see, for me with the Hulk, my favorite version will always be the old school Herb Trimp 1970s into the 80s Hulk. You know, where he's got the bowl cut and it get a little raggedy looking. And I don't know if y'all remember the 1984 cartoon that was attached to Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
The Hulk cartoon? It was a Hulk cartoon? Nah, I never saw that,
There's
bro.
4 Hulk cartoons. There was one in the 1960s with the Marvel superheroes, where they actually took panels from the comic and animated them. And all they did was just did the mouths. Then there's the one from the 80s where that was more true to the comic book. You know, the only thing that was kind of corny was Rick Jones wore a cowboy hat. The whole series. And then you have the one from the late 90s. And
that one was horrible, bro. I hated it.
The first season was good. From the late 90s, the first season was good. That second season when they brought in She-Hulk, no.
I don't know if it was bad just because it was bad and they know what it was doing, or it was bad because the budget was so low. But when I tell you, like, the animation was horrible, the acting was horrible, I was like, yeah, what the hell is it? Like, I can't front, though. And we were talking about this last week, G. Stuff you kind of hate watch. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that's so bad is entertaining to watch.
Right.
So, like,
that cartoon is up there. Oh, yeah, pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Hold on. This, speaking of Tyler Perry movies, why the dark-skinned brother always got to be the villain in the movies, huh? Why? Like, every movie is the dark-skinned brother that's the villain. And why is everybody always oily and got 15 abs?
I don't think it's the dark-skinned brothers are not the villains. Villains are those damn wigs. Those are the evil. That's the evil of the Tyler Perry movie.
Right.
Ridiculous.
And when they put a bad wig on a light-skinned brother, that's when it's like, dude, that is some Dr. Doom end of the world type stuff.
I hate it, bro. I would expect us to be in a bad wig in a movie that was made by white folks. But when it's a movie produced, written, directed by black people, I'm like, yo, how you don't got a good wig? That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Billionaires don't become billionaires by getting good wiggery.
Yeah, good point.
Just realize that, my brother.
Good point.
Tyler is not going to sit there and go, I need to get the wig person that Beyonce gets. No. I'm going right there to Beauty Star +1 on the corner of Martin Luther King and Joseph. I don't know if those streets we know Martin Luther King is real. And
every hood got an MLK.
Every hood. This is not racist because this is true. I'm asking Song Ming to get me a synthetic. I don't want Hawaiian silky. I don't want Hindu orange. No, I want synthetic. $2.99 plus the $2 discount. Let's go.
Rich get richer, man.
That's how
LJ, what you got in that cup over there, man? What you got? What you got over there? What's that?
Damn.
Is it orange juice?
No.
It's just orange juice.
No, it's not
No.
orange juice.
It's
I
not
just
orange.
don't remember what it was. I don't remember.
Nice.
Then it's some good stuff.
Yes.
Oh, it's a whiskey.
You see?
She
Then
said,
it's good.
"Oh, it's
It's a whiskey.
a whiskey."
Then it's
not,
good.
not some whiskey. Just it's a whiskey. You know.
I don't need names for it.
Right.
Because I don't know the name. I look at flavors and just try out different flavors.
Okay.
So this was peach whiskey.
Oh, nice.
I'm not mad at you, man.
I don't know.
I got nature's whiskey right here, H2O.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a bottle
Get
of
you right.
something called Kinky downstairs. I don't
What?
know. Yeah,
Wait, I've heard about that. I've heard of that.
there's a liquor called Kinky. So I mean, like, why not buy that? That was a
Obviously.
given.
You're part of it.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
look,
peach.
black folks been buying liquor name after weapons for years. I think it's okay to do something called kinky. I think we're all right. What you drinking? Colt 45, Magnum. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, six shooter. Yeah. Well, you don't remember that? I forgot who said it. It was one a comedian said black folks drink the most dangerous stuff. We drink
really?
stuff named after animals and after weapons. There was a malt liquor named King Cobra. That Schlitz malt liquor, their logo was a bull, a charging bull.
Mhm.
Magnum, Colt 45, Old English is a lion. You know, the only one that seemed like that was very nice for black people was St. Ides because it had a palm tree. But it also showed that Negroes were never going to the beach.
Those saying that commercials though,
Those were
man.
the best commercials.
Yes.
Those were the best.
Mm.
If it was a commercial that was gonna kill black people, those were. I gave them a thumbs up.
Well, they wouldn't let me get Everclear, so.
All right, Bushwick Bill, you cannot be drinking.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. That's good. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about cheap liquor and liquor snobs, okay? Because listen, I am the king of cheap liquor. I will drink cheap liquor like it's going out of style. I don't care. You're gonna piss it out anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only time I'm
Right.
buying the expensive, like super top shelf stuff is if I'm celebrating something. Like I
Right.
work in real estate too. So like
Mhm.
if we close on a property, I'm sparing no expense. We get an expensive bottle and look, we're gonna sip it with our pinkies up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if it's just a random Saturday night, like I don't what's that? Huh? It got liquor in it, pour it in my cup. Put that in my cup, man. Thank you.
Well, you see, in the liquor snobs, I guess they love that title of connoisseur.
Yeah.
You know, and what I laugh at is folks who drink something and they start talking about the notes.
Right.
And I'm getting almond notes, vanilla almond. And I'm just like,
I get a hint of a bladed grass from my
Yeah.
front yard.
a smokiness from the barrel.
Not any front yard. A French vineyard.
Have you ever been to like a beer? Okay, so they got this thing out here. It's like a beer. What is it called?
Wine fest.
Yeah, like that, but for beer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have them here.
I met a few.
Taste all the beers. Like I became a beer snob because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Blueberries, I can taste this.
No,
James walk in.
my
and go,
homies are the same way.
I'm not drinking.
Right.
I don't
I
care,
was in
man.
loggers. Yeah.
I don't care.
See, and I used to drink, and I was funny. I never drank anything lighter that was light brown. When it came to beer, I was like, Guinness. Give me that liquid bread. Give me Guinness. And
I hate.
every time,
I can't stand Guinness, bro. I can't
you see
do
how
it. It's too
LJ's
thick.
face is?
I can't do
Every
it.
time I used to go out, I'm like, y'all serve Guinness? And they just look at me like, if I just asked if they had the bubonic plague. All I wanted was a Guinness. And if they didn't have it, I'd say, you know what? Forget it, man. Just give me a 151. And they would look at me like, are you suicidal?
151 is straight rocket fuel, bro.
Exactly. Fireball.
One
man.
shot, you'll be
Dude.
drunk the whole night. Like
And
the whole night.
weird thing, I never got shit drunk.
How much did you drink of it though? How much did you drink?
3 shots.
3 shots. I'm feeling right, bro.
And that's where I
I'm
would be.
good.
But the thing is, people would look at me. Now, this is the thing. You know, I was in my zone. I don't talk at all. and that used to scare people.
So
they were like,
I'll be scared. I'm like, yo, why you not talking? What is he planning some shit? Like,
yeah, y'all have only known me for maybe an hour. So y'all see I can talk. So if I go silent, they're gonna be like, oh, is he about to throw up or is he about to fight? And I would usually tell them, look, I got 4 eyes, and the fifth with my, I keep my third eye open. But I was never that way. I would just get quiet and I'd vibe out and I'd listen. And I'd listen. And then if I say something, I'll slur a little bit and I'll be like, yo, I gotta go home. And they'd just be like, are you okay? Are you all right? Are you gonna die? No, I'm just ready to go home. See you later. You want us to drive you? Maybe.
Yo, we calling you an Uber, bro. You had to like that. Hey, G, you remember that time? You were the last time I came to Charlotte and we was just drinking and shit. This is pre-COVID.
All-Star Weekend, right? Was it?
Oh yeah, it was All-Star Weekend. Yeah. They were doing some kind of the banana crawl. Have y'all heard of that? The banana crawl. The banana crawl is this thing that these alcoholics came up with, where you can purchase a banana suit, right? And if you purchase a banana suit, I think it's like $30 or whatever. You get like maybe like 20 or 30% off liquor at all the local bars in Charlotte. So you got all these people dressed up like fucking bananas walking down the street just at every bar, man. I think, I had to have, I don't even know how many drinks I had, man. Thank God I made it back to the hotel, bro. Because like, we was out there, bro. Like,
it was fun too.
Foolishness, man. Yep. A bunch of foolishness.
See, Louisiana, we do that every day. It's just called Saturday.
Saturday, baby.
It's just what it is. I don't know if it's like that for y'all, but we have the to-go cups. That's our popularity. That's what made Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, ain't none of that in DA, bro. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't do it, man.
And you have to watch how these Cajuns get drunk, because it is hilarious, especially when they still got the bottle and they forget they to-go cup, and there's always a cop on the corner just enforcing it, like, you can't have that. Back in the bar, get a to-go cup or throw it away. And they will be like, oh, now black folks like us, we sit back and watch, and we just thinking, come on, cop, shoot him. Do something. Do something. When T. Barden was out here, you buzz his head.
What's up, man?
Pop him now. And they will look at us and they'll come bust us up, but they'll let them Cajun run around drunk as crazy. And in New Orleans, if y'all visit New Orleans, I know they say go to Bourbon Street, just don't go outside.
Fun.
Wait, you said don't go outside? What? What's happening?
LJ loves it. See, she's an outsider.
I do. I loved it.
New Orleans is piss, shit, regret, and hard times.
It is.
And Bourbon Street is the culmination. And it just runs down the street. That's all it is. And what gets me is when the out of towners, because I live in Lafayette, so I'm like an hour and a half away, is them folks who come out of state, and them girls be walking on Bourbon Street barefoot because they too drunk. And I'm just like, you need a tetanus shot. You need a tetanus shot. Oh, you gonna need some penicillin. You got syphilis. You got like
antibiotics for everybody.
Oh, antibiotics free.
There you go.
And as sad as I remember, my dad, rest his soul, he said, the one good thing that came from Katrina, God and the devil made a deal. Clean all of New Orleans, but keep Bourbon Street the same. And that was the thing. Like when Katrina hit, Bourbon Street, like the French Quarter is actually the highest point in New Orleans. So if you watch those videos of seeing the flood waters, when it got in the French Quarter, it just did this. And it fell back and it settled. Everything else underwater, but the French Quarter was high and dry. So yeah, if you want to drink, go to New Orleans. Oh yeah, do it. But oof,
it's so much fun.
To-go cups?
Yes.
I never heard about that before,
bro. Like that's a
LJ. Did you get a hand grenade? Did you buy you a hand grenade? All right.
Wait, what was that? Which
that's
one was
that's at the Tropical Isle. It's the long
Is that
ass
this
cup
long? So yeah, I did.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
grenade at the bottom.
She's like, yeah, dude.
It's a daiquiri. It's
Okay.
a daiquiri with
Oh.
Everclear in it.
Mm.
And you hit one. Now me, I could drink two, 2.5 when I was drinking. Everybody else, one hit, game over. Game
Okay, James, let me have some.
over. It will knock
Give me
some
some.
out. And you can tell who had hand
Come
grenades.
here.
They'll be
Come
sitting
here.
on the corner like,
Damn.
That was it
I
for that
didn't
night.
drink it like all like by myself.
Mhm.
I was
you shared.
I was
Getting
sharing.
a little
Okay,
bit.
good
You're
job.
supposed to
Good
share.
job.
Yeah, I mean, because you had to like experience everything while you were there. I mean,
I'm gonna eat beignets after I throw up.
Go in there.
yeah, nah, I love it. That's it really is one of my favorite places. But like, we didn't really turn up like that.
Mhm.
I mean,
She lying.
but it was just
She
no.
lying.
I was on good behavior. I didn't really get bad until the past couple years. So
What?
Story time with LJ.
Right, exactly.
Confessions.
so yeah,
Remember?
so I was on best behavior.
Oh,
It was
cool.
fun though. Like I said, but I like the history and like the
Mhm.
culture and just I like the vibe.
Yeah. Oh, New Orleans is amazing. You
So
know,
it was
and it's
just
like I
love
tell
it.
people, visit. By all means, visit. Well, and then they'll ask me, well, what about you? Why don't you live there? Look,
Nah, I wouldn't.
New Orleans is a beautiful place to visit, to learn, to see, to get wasted, to do whatever you feel. You sin there. You don't live there. And that's how I
Nah, I
tell
wouldn't.
people who go out there. Go and sin. Sin all day, all night. Don't put your hat down and settle in New Orleans. You're going to be in trouble because you're not built for that life. You're just not built for it. I've seen people who brag about, yo, I'm from New York, and they go to New Orleans and they
Mm.
Nah.
the world is a ghetto. Yes, we know. We know. I know about your projects. I know about that. You ain't been to them wards. And that's the funny thing. The funniest thing is seeing cats who talk about they from the hood go to the ward. 9th, lower 9th, 13th. Third ward will change your life. When you see the project doors are just planks of wood with no door handle, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like,
I got my foot when I saw I'm About It back in the day.
see, that
No.
that is
Real.
the lesson. That is the lesson. And when I was living in Philadelphia when Body came out, because I like, oh yeah, we heard it in 95. So when I moved to Philadelphia in 96, I didn't think anybody would have heard of Master P or, even at that time, Cash Money. I'm sitting home, I turn on Rap City. I look at the video, I'm like, is that third what? Is that the Calio? Here come Master P. I'm like, oh my Lord, he on Rap City and I'm in Philly.
You left at the wrong time, bro. Like,
No,
that was on
I left
time
at
to
the
shine.
perfect time.
That was the perfect
Because
time.
everybody that lived on the block I lived on, who
Uh-huh.
knew I was from Louisiana, thought I was from the third ward.
Nice.
Not nice.
Not
Because
nice. Okay.
someone to test you. And
Gotcha.
I just, this cat, this was my dude. Me and his younger sister were good friends, and he was older than us. And he would yell, yo, here come Ed, man. Y'all better watch it. That boy from that third ward. He bought it. He bought it. And I'm like, I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. I'm from a neighborhood called Monroe Portlock. Yes, we are poor. We have gunfights. That is true, but we are not a project. Body comes out. I'm hearing it in the street. People see me and they're like, yo, Master P, you been here? You been here? I'm like, yes, I've been to the Calio. Yes, I don't brag about that shit. Y'all is bad. Everything you see in the video is real.
Yeah.
And when Juvenile dropped that high video, you saw that part when that dude was dumpster diving?
Mhm.
That's real. That's the
Wow.
Magnolia.
Wow.
Now, the Magnolia is still around. There's another project called Malphamine. That one's gone. They tore that down. They were going to tear down those projects. Like the Calio project was supposed to go. Magnolia was supposed to go. Then brothers who own Cash Money bought it. And that
That's
was
dope.
They saved it. You know, Calio, like they say, man, you tear down the Calio, New Orleans burning, because that is the hood. You know, so
Yo,
that's my hood stories. Enjoy.
speaking of that gangster stuff, that's a good segue into Snowfall. Do y'all watch Snowfall?
Y'all gonna
Nah,
hate me.
I've heard
No.
of it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. Take my black card. I haven't watched
LJ,
it.
tell me you watch it. LJ, you watch it? LJ don't watch it. LJ,
Okay.
I heard of it. I mean, I was.
Yeah.
I hear it's one of
That's
the
about
best
it.
shows, man. I
It's
need to get into it.
it's the best show on TV, bro.
Well, Chris got me into it after what the second or third season, and then I
Yeah.
just binge watch all of them in one shot. Let me tell you, if y'all want to see a good show about the rise and fall and how supposedly like Freeway Ricky was in cahoots with the government to slang for the Contras, man, it explores so many facets of that lifestyle, from the gangsters to the government to local drug dealing, but it's an overall bigger picture about how that era was. Let me tell y'all, it is a dope show. It ain't just all about drug dealing. It's about, everything that comes with it. So yeah, I would advise y'all to go watch.
Hot take, G. And you tell me what you think about this. I think it's
Better than The Wire.
Oh, I think
Wait. So
it's better than The Wire, bro.
Better than Wire? Well,
Fight me.
All right.
Let's do it.
I was going to say, because remember, The Wire had that one season where it was really inconsistent until like I think was it the second season when it went to the docks, right?
Second season was trash,
right? But
bro.
the later half of that season, it got better. But still, like overall, the Snowfall has been consistent for the past 3 so far.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
because it's in the 4th season right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely jump on it.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You know that because like honestly, rest in peace to my pops. He was the one that kept telling me to watch it. He was like, "Hey man, you seen that first Snowfall?" And then my sister got into it, and I'm like, "Oh damn, I guess I gotta watch it." But I fell asleep and I started watching Doom Patrol. I went on my DC kick.
Yeah.
That's how it be. It's so many good shows. Yeah,
man.
Let me tell you, if you like The Wire, man, when I tell you, if you really if you love The Wire, you're gonna super love Snowfall, because this is like this past episode, bro. Like, what I like about the show, at no point in time does it glorify the drug game, even though it's mostly about the drug game. It's you just had one of the main characters, Leon. He was looking for somebody who was trying to kill his crew, right? So he's staking out the house, right? Him and his boys, they in a car. They across the street. They know that he lives somewhere. It don't matter. They know he's somewhere. So they're in front of his house, wait for him to come. The rival guy who they were looking for, his boys pull up, right? And they pull up right beside Leon in his car. And a shootout happens, right? Leon wins the shootout, and he gets out the car feeling like, yeah, this is over. I finally got the person I was trying to get. But then he looks in the back seat, and in the back seat it's a mother and her child. So, and the child got shot. So it's like, so he's like, oh my God, like you can really, he's such a good actor too. I can't think of the brother's name, but like imagine having to shoot somebody out of self-defense, but you ended up inadvertently shooting a kid who just happened to be in the back seat. And like, and then the episode ends. It's like, but it's stuff like that every episode. They always end on a cliffhanger. They always end on a high note. The acting is top notch. The writing is top notch, man. I think it's The Wire, but it's like on another level, man.
Yeah.
So like, is it a show that you really, really have to pay attention to? Because I have some ADD moments when I watch TV.
We all do.
And get distracted. So yeah, like.
Nah, cause like this episode, I mean, I was making some bacon and eggs, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, came back to it. You just
like
need
I
to
can
know
fold
the general.
laundry.
Oh yeah,
The general what's going on.
I mean, if you see New Jack City, if you see Menace 2, you could kind of like fit the pieces together for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, I have to ask these days, because like I'll be sitting there sometimes and I get bored and I'm like, okay.
It's not Interstellar. I don't know if you saw Interstellar. Interstellar. If you don't pay attention, I got one better. What was the joint with John David Washington?
Tenet.
Tenet. If you don't pay attention, the movie's 3 hours. If you don't pay attention to every single moment, you're not gonna understand the end of the movie. You're still gonna be confused a little bit at the end, bro. Like Tenet was crazy. It's not like that.
Okay.
I haven't seen
it. You seen it?
Nah, not yet. I got it. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should watch that joint, bro. It's
something.
You know what it was? You know what it is too? This is the discussion me and my cousin Stats guy had. Like, after you watch Tenet, I don't know. It's like I'm in this place because I'm one of those people who I love movies. You know what I'm saying? I love movies that are very intelligently written. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you gotta work for me to say your movie is really dope or whatever. But it's like Tenet at the end, it's so complicated. I'm trying to think, were they geniuses for coming up with this concept, or were they just outdo themselves, and were they too ambitious? Like, I don't know which one it is. Yeah, this looks so wrong, by the way. I don't know which one it is, but it's like LJ gets it. I don't know which one it is, but it's like,
wait a second.
I don't know. Whatever. Look, I don't know which one it is, man. I gotta see Tenet again. But it's definitely worth watching, man. It's very ambitious, the concept they use for that movie.
Could it be what James said about Coming to America, the original, cocaine on the script?
It would be cocaine on the script, but it would be like Neil deGrasse Tyson astrophysics on cocaine. So it's like, it's cocaine, but it's like smart cocaine. These are the geniuses on cocaine.
It's a smart drug use.
They got some moon rock cocaine, you know what I'm saying?
Because I know sometimes Christopher Nolan likes to go so far beyond that it even confuses him.
Yeah.
You know?
Like Interstellar. That's how Interstellar was, man. Like, I liked Interstellar though. But it's like,
wait, hold on. All right. This is my hot take, man. Okay. The movie is about pretty much the power of love can transcend space and time, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's whack.
How do you know it can't, though?
That's
whack.
How do
you know it can't?
That's whack, fam.
You don't know.
Dude, wait. Fam. You telling me that my love lost in the corners of the black hole of space could somehow pass through time to my daughter, be like, hey, baby, I still love you. Bam, come on, man.
Oh, my gosh. Do you not know the power of love? It is in everything. It can bring people back to life. You can find people. Like, it is that powerful. You don't understand.
Huey Lewis in the News wrote a song about the power of love, man. Come on. It's real, B. It's real.
As Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, when she kissed him so Freddy can die.
Oh, man.
Exactly. That's strong love. That's strong love. That's not a joke.
Hey, Chris, we got less than a minute, man.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for being on the show, man. This is a good show. LJ, James, Anthony, man. Yo, tell the people real quick when they can follow you on social media.
Me, you can find me at Madness 3030. Madness 3030, like Deltron 3030, but I can't rap. Cool. And that's on Twitter and Instagram.
LJ
Phoenix. I'm around. I don't know. Find me.
Find me.
Magical Geeks and Freestyle. I co-host with that and Head Nerd in Charge sometimes. So
cool.
James.
Jump in there, James.
Yeah, I guess I'm okay. You know, find me on Super Nerd Plus. You can follow the Culture Junkies. That's the crew. You know, we got our podcast every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Twitch. Check us out.
All right. You can follow us on Instagram at Geek Salad now.